What's good, everybody? You already know. It's been a while. It has been a while. About 6 months, actually. And I feel like I said that last time. Only difference is I don't look homeless like I did in the last video, which is intentional in a way because I wanted to show my growth since the last time I recorded a video. At the time of this recording, it is July 1st, 2023, so that marks 6 months into this year 2023. And I remember in my last video I dedicated this year to recreating myself and transforming myself into the Mr. Awesome that I am meant to be. And you may be wondering why a black man 23 years old from Detroit, Michigan, now residing in Chicago, calls himself Mr. Awesome. Well, more on that later, but in short, it's just more of a mentality, more so an alter ego. And that mentality was to always push yourself to become the best version of yourself. And not only that, but to become your own hero. This crazy world that we live in, I should know, with the latest events that's been happening in the city with wildfires and crazy teenagers and stuff. Like, people go through a lot of battles in their life. They go through a lot of struggles. They go through a lot of challenges. And at the end of the day, while external support is good, ultimately it boils down to you. It boils down to what's inside of you, mentally, physically, emotionally, so on and so forth. That being said, wanted to get back into this video because, well, a lot's happened in the last 6 months. A lot good, a lot bad, but honestly, I could say a lot more good than bad recently. What's this? My little cat's gonna be trying to make a cameo. Go ahead, little girl. But I'm not doing any fancy editing with this because, well, I kind of want these videos to be more raw and authentic, and really just kind of show my growth throughout, the course of this journey. When I had started at the top of the year, I was at a job and I had these goals and ambitions to work really, really hard and do all of these different things, but ultimately it just didn't work out that way because the job took up a lot of my time. And when I say a lot, like, I was working easily 10 to 12 hours a day minimum, 5 to 6 days a week, literally no time to breathe, always on the grind. It was a sales-based job, so that's what sales is. I knew that going into it, but I was really hoping that the reward was going to pay off more than it did, and ultimately, well, forces out of my control, left the job, right? And that was really the worst thing that happened to me. And that happened like at the top of May, the second day of May, actually. And once that happened, it was like things were going up. When I was in the job, I was working hard, super hard, working those hours, and things were like on its trek upwards. I was building a lot of momentum, things like that, but like the snap of, like a Thanos snap, it all disappeared, right? And I felt myself starting from ground one again. Not even ground one, ground zero. But I'm a firm believer in that things happen for a reason, and in a way it was. Whether you believe in God or the universe, and ultimately the place that was not the place for me long term. And since then, I've gotten back into the podcast. I've got back into working out more consistently. I'm actually in the middle of a 21-day challenge. I'm 19 days into a 21-day challenge where I've worked out for every day, early morning. So I've been really pushing myself on my comfort zone. I've gotten back into meditation and stuff. So really rebuilding those habits that I've lost sight of at the beginning of the year, since January almost, where I was doing those things very, very seldom. I was working so hard, and I wasn't really, I was enjoying good food here in Chicago, so I gained a lot of weight since then, and I was not working out nearly as often. I've actually posted a fitness update on my Instagram, so you can go ahead and follow that, Mr._Awesome TV on Instagram. But ultimately, I've learned that during that time without my job, looking for a new one, that I've relearned my passion and relearned my purpose, and that is to motivate and inspire other people. Now, obviously, I'm not any Grant Cardone or Elon Musk or whoever successful, David Goggins. Those people you see really at the who've already made it, in a sense. Where I want to kind of go from a different approach where you can see me grow over time. And that's the best way to learn, is to experience. Sometimes it just takes someone who's on the same level as you to motivate you to take to the next thing. Because it's easy to say that, hey, this successful person achieved what they did because of X, Y, Z, but it's a much different experience to see that same person on that same level as you at the same time. And that's ultimately what I want to do. I still have those same goals that I've wanted, and some new ones since I started, and it just took me to remembering that. It took me losing that job to remember that, because I was working at that was the only thing on my mind, and was not giving much thought to anything else. No matter how important it was, like doctor visits and dentists and stuff, I still got the braces, and I've been at least keeping that consistent, so hopefully I'll be out of these by next year. But I have not been to the doctor since I moved. I have not, taxes and stuff. It's like little stuff like that. And once I was removed from that non-stop environment, I actually had time to think and breathe. And while it sucked at first, it really, really did, because I loved the busyness, or at least I thought I did, right? Staying busy, help avoid temptations and things like that, and I get stuck into a rut. But when you work hard and grind yourself to a nub, you put everything into one basket, and when that basket just gets taken away from you, you just feel like you're left with nothing. And that's what I felt like at first. But once the dust settled, and once I was able to finally breathe and actually enjoy the city as much as I wanted to, then that's when I realized, hey, I didn't come to this city because of that job. No, that job just was a bridge to the city. I've always wanted to come here, no matter what, and now it's a nice transition period. I'm grateful for my time there. I've learned a lot, made a lot of good connections, and as blessed as I am, I've was able to quickly get back on the horse. I was within a month, or even a few weeks, actually, not even a month, I was able to start a new job. That's even better for me. It's not as fast paced. Environment's nice. It's still in the downtown Chicago area, so I get to walk to work and enjoy the city views every day. And it's really much relaxing. It pays a lot better up front too. So I was making really, really low money. I mean, I'm making almost doubled what I am. Yeah, it's salary based. It's not uncapped commission, but hey, it's a lot better up front, and the work I put in, I get a lot out of it. And not only that, it's so flexible and easy. I have more time to dedicate to things like this, the passion, creating more content and growing my platform, because I almost gave it no attention, right? The podcast has been the longest thing that I've been doing, and I've been doing that for over a year now, right? But I, look at where I'm at now versus where I could be if I had stayed more consistent. It's like, wow, I really wonder what would happen if I just stayed consistent, because that's what the key is. It's just consistency. You don't got to make a lot of progress up front, because you're not going to, especially when you're still learning. But once you keep the ball going. That's where I learned the jiu-jitsu that I've since stopped, right? You keep going over time. You gotta learn a little bit every day, and then you start to just gradually go up. And then you look back on it a year later, and then you just realize how much you've grown since. So that's what I want to do here now. I'm not going to promise any fancy editing up front, but I just want to make sure I'm consistent and posting more frequent updates. Things that I'm setting, challenges that I'm setting myself to achieve, and goals that I want to accomplish within the next 6 months, and going on to the next year, to the next 6 years, and so on and so forth. We're halfway through the year 2023, and there's more than enough time to still accomplish those goals if you haven't already. So with that being said, this video just serves as a reintroduction back to the YouTube space. I promise to, I know I've said that before, but I definitely aim to be more consistent with posting short form, raw content. I'm not trying to be the next big YouTuber. I'm not trying to become a Mr. Beast or a PewDiePie of any sort, but I want to just build a community of like-minded individuals who really want better for themselves and want to grow into better people each and every day. So if you made it this far, I do appreciate it. Please like and subscribe. Share with your friends and family who you think can benefit from this. And yes, excited to see what the year, how things will be by year's end. And as always, have an awesome day.